What's up, guys? Snakewar here, and yeah, welcome to part 2 of explaining the MasaWorks universe. Today we're going to be talking about Maha's story. You should definitely read part 1 before you get to this video, because it's going to talk about a lot of information. And so, but anyways, let's begin. I'm going to be reading off of the MahaWorks wiki. Or MasaWorks wiki, so yeah, let's get to it, shall we? So Maha Story is a series made by Masa, Maha Story is a series made by Masa, beginning with the release of Encantada on March 11th, 2013, and so far it stopped at the song Kuran Hatan, released on May 1st, 2020. So background. So the Great Rebellion hit in Hell for a long time, and Hell's suppression became difficult. God closed the door of the summit of the Purgle Mountain, which leads to heaven. But demons and sinners came into a great battle to collide with the archangels to attempt to go to heaven through the Makai and the human world in order to drop heaven, and to involve the human world and the Makai world. It is the view of the world of Maha's story. After that, the devil is frozen within a knight's prison at the abnormal strength of Makai's true ancestor. Still, the anger of Makoto is not settled, heading to Peru Mountains to attempt to drop heaven, where it collides with God and reconciles at the end of the prolonged battle and the Great War is over. And hundreds of years later, the human world has changed the situation. The story begins at the city of Encantada, in the country of Egypt. And so in summary, demons from Hell were unsatisfied with something, probably the living conditions of Hell, and decided to rebel, starting a huge battle with the angels of Heaven, attempting to prevent them from entering the heavens through the human world. Afterwards, the devil is frozen in Hell by an ice prison by the strange powers of a character called Makai's true ancestor. Yet the Makoto is still not satisfied, and head to Peru Mountain to try to drop heaven, where they reconcile and end the battle. Centuries later, a new story begins at the city of Encantada, located in Egypt. So next up, we're going to talk about the song, starting with Mentalism Maria. The song talks about Maria, and how she studies human spirits through cruel, inhumane, and violent taboo rituals. These rituals and experiments are supervised by the government officials. The government deems her experiments so inhumane that they exiled her from the country. However, this did not seem to stop her, and she fled to Japan to continue her experiments and research. One day, she comes across a small, abandoned and hidden village, and enters the basement of a home where she unseals a demon named Tsukuyomi, the founder of the mystical and now extinct Oborozuka clan. The two are eventually persuaded by a woman named Chlordane to join a cult called Maha. Next up is Chinese Dogma. Chlordane, one of her trusted friends, Rockrai, unseal a demon named Morian, and he becomes a member of Maha. Along with Morian, Maria, Phyrexia, Fen, Decoy, Anubis, and Shogun, they all join Maha as well. It is also assumed that a woman called Echidna joins Maha at this time. She just wasn't featured in the song. Then there's Encantada Koji no Uta. Morian, now free, discovers the city of Encantada and kills a drug dealer named Boru. Fearing for the safety of Maha, Echidna sacrifices a prostitute and exotic dancer in order to attempt to appease him, which he accepts. Some lines in the lyrics hint that the two later devour the dancer's corpse. And there's Ergonomic the Hero. Though not part of Maha's story, the song features a Maha member facing off against a government officer 200 years after the creation of Maha. So something to note is that the characters Morian and Phyrexia are demons, are two of the immortal demons whom have been sealed away to prevent the world from being, fucked in the ass, along with Tsukuyomi. And we don't get too much info about Morian, however, we do get info about Phyrexia, and how she, I'm just going to read it to you. So canon information in Chinese Dogma is a girl who made a contract with the ancient god Ametiel and became immortal. She was sealed eternally by the pledge of wise men when witches were specially emphasized, but the seal was solved by Chlordane's ancient book and is now part of Chlordane's group. So she is immortal and is the one person who is said to be strongest, even in the story of Maha. Her strength is more intense than it looks, and you can call her an artillery fire of ancient god. So, history. Long ago, the girl was born in a rough age. The blind dragon seeks to find the power to take revenge on those who took everything from her. The girl finally found the grave of God and called a blind dragon. The dragon offered to take the girl's sight in exchange for power. The girl accepted and became invulnerable in exchange for her vision. Getting the power of the dragon, the girl eliminated all of the people who took away everything from her and fulfilled revenge. After that, the girl was able to use her powers in the kingdom, continuing to fight for as long as 100 years, and became quite honorable. As more girls arrived, somehow the dragon offered a support attack from the sky and destroyed enemies with enormous power. In the era she sought, Phyrexia became the legend known as the Dragon Knight. The girl is captured as a witch in the kingdom, suspected for her unusual strength and unchanged appearance. She is executed but does not die, causing fear in the people and calling heroes devils. And by the power of the wise men, she was imprisoned in a dungeon of the kingdom, sleeping eternally. And after a long time, Chlordane came to this place. She's also confirmed to be 16 years old. Yeah. Then there's a character named Fen. We're not really going to talk about him. All you need to know is that he is a soldier from a not-so-great side in World War II. Then there's Decoy, whom people think could possibly be Chlordane in disguise. Then there's like Anubis, who is like a soldier of the dead, whom like guides people like in the afterlife. And apparently he's the one who gave Chlordane the book of the dead. And there's also Echidna, who's like whom is not really anything. However, a lot of people say that she could be the rose-selling girl in Kantanata Koji no Uta. She also has two names that she goes by, being Left Eye of the Gorgon and Queen of the Neverworld. Yeah. Then there's Boraru, who is like a drug dealer, whom was killed by Morian. And then there's this prostitute and exotic dancer woman named Chimera. So Chimera is a family name given to her. And so her description is that she is an exotic dancer and prostitute in the Sea of Encantada. Her light skin appearance is in stark contrast to the dark skin tones of the local Encantada. This is alluded to in the line, whatever that reads, but it translates to people express their lust for uncommon albinos. This coincides with the violence she is shown to receive from Maha cultists, insinuating human trafficking. In the Encantada PV, she is abused, raped, and sacrificed by Echidna, who is not another victim of trafficking despite her similar outfit. However, she is actually an important member of the Maha cult. So, some quick trivia. Chimera is a fan name that was given to her due to its similarity with the name Echidna. Her real name has yet to be revealed and probably never will be, as her role in the story is important. Chimera might have been devoured by Morian and Echidna after her death. She was also most likely forced into prostitution thanks to drugs, as you can see injection signs on her in some parts of the Encantada PV. Her seemingly cheerful and provocative personality may be one exampling of the brainwashing method in the song's description. Or she may be forced to behave this way. Goddamn. And finally we have the mysterious Maha member. So, this Maha member, or Miku, is a very minor character from Maha's story. She is featured in the song Ergonomic Hero, which takes place 200 years after Maha's story, not facing off against a government officer for the sake of her beliefs. So, and that's appearance so early life. How this Miku joined her was persuaded to join Maha is unknown, but she seems to be a very strong connection with the cult, seeing she was willing to defend her faith. In Economic Hero, in the song, the Maha member preaches about her beliefs, facing off against a government officer who is willing to erase her of her faith, which she considers fake, but refusing to fight, believing that the mountain god she worships will handle the situation. At the end of the song, the Maha member seems to repeat the government officer's lyrics. This most likely means that she set aside her beliefs and agreed to fight her enemy directly. Okay, interesting. And then finally we're going to talk about Maria and Chlordane. So, first off, Maria. So, Maria Kanzaki, or Luna Maria, is a major character from Maha's story. She also goes by the name Saint Luna Maria because she's a priest in Maha. So in Mentalism Maria, she started off as a very respectable scientist who studied human souls and spirits. Even though that type of research is illegal, she's supported by the government, and she worked for them until she started experimenting on people, even on her own family, and performing taboo rituals that eventually got her expelled. She then discovered the Books of the Dead, ancient Egyptian relics that she used to summon Tsukuyomi, one of the three immortal demons that were sealed to prevent the destruction of the world. She is then contacted by a 14, who is in reality 20-year-old Chlordane, and asks to join Maha. Both her and Tsukuyomi agree. After that, Maha becomes the priestess of Maha. Maria becomes the priestess of Maha. So, anyways, a lot of people think that Maria might be related to Akari in some way due to both of them having red hair, but I doubt that. She is actually a descendant of Kaori. Oh yeah, she's also 19 years old. Yeah, and then finally Chlordane. So Chlordane, whose real name is Cyril Claude Les Elizabeth, is the main antagonist in Maha's story. So she's a woman whom everyone talks about. She solves legends and breaks seals from around the world and collects them. She seems to be in possession of the legendary ship Queen Anne's Revenge, which has been confirmed. She's trying to gather ancient books from all around the world. And so, also, Chlordane has the same abilities as a woman once called Hill of Crosses. A lot of crucifixes jump out of the ground from a considerably wide area to skewer people. A former woman who was able to erase one town on this Hill of Crosses. Another ability she has is, okay, that's her only one. So anyways, early life. So Chlordane was a child of the last vampire, Nina Claude Les Elizabeth, who had given birth to her in the middle of a war and died shortly thereafter, leaving Chlordane an orphan. As the child of Nina, she had control over the Hill of Crosses, but it was eventually destroyed. She persuaded many people to join Maha, such as Shogun and Fen, and revived Moria and Phryxia, two of the immortal demons who had been sealed away, managing to persuade them to join as well. Oddly enough, even though she stole books from Maria Kanzaki, she still got her to join. Speaking of Maria, Chlordane is said to be very particular about her, which is likely suggesting that she has a crush or something akin to that on Maria. Chlordane is the main antagonist of this series, being a huge influence on everyone. Along with that, Rakurai had fallen in love with her, however she presumably had no feelings for him and rejected his love. And so trivia, Chlordane is actually in her 20s. Yeah, we kind of already talked about it. And also, yeah, Rakurai, yeah, apparently he's like the helper of Chlordane. But yeah, that's kind of it. So, yeah, I know this is a short video, but I'm gonna, probably, make this more organized by just putting Sister's Story in, like, part 3. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy them, please make sure to like and subscribe. And, yeah, I do hope you enjoy, and, see you next time when we talk about Sister's Story. Bye!